Hello and welcome to our podcast about bridging global cultures, celebrating the good, the bad, milestones, and growing together.
Welcome back to HiyaHowzit.
HiyaHowzit on tour.
HiyaHowzit on tour. We weren't sure whether or not we were going to do this, but we're doing it.
And we brought the equipment just in case.
Yeah. And as you can see in our background, it's a bit moody outside, so it's a moody day.
It's a good day to record a podcast.
Great day to record a podcast.
Yeah.
So before we get into it, because we wanted to kind of give you guys a bit of a rundown about our holiday and the reason we're here. We've obviously been here for a wedding, which is beautiful, and then we sort of piggybacked it and just decided to come and just have a holiday. What are your highs, your lows, and been living rent-free in your head, and it can't be the fact that we're on holiday.
Well, it is a tradition to do highs, lows, and rent-free, so we are going to do it.
We're going to do it.
I would say my high,
Yeah.
that's not that we're on a holiday,
Okay.
is that the birds in this country are ridiculous.
You are such a bird
I am
nerd.
a nerd. I'm a bird nerd. I really am.
I genuinely didn't know that about you before we came on the holiday, and then you told me about the birding holidays you guys
birding
used
holidays,
to go
yes.
on.
And as I said, I am a bit of a bird nerd.
Yeah.
I've been sitting at the pool, and every time I see a new bird, I'm like Googling to see what it is. I think the most exciting thing, though, is that I've seen a hummingbird.
I saw one this morning.
I know.
Are they the ones with the noses?
They are the ones with the beaks, yes.
The beaks, yeah, you know what I mean?
That flap their wings. They're incredible. They're so tiny, and we don't get them in South Africa.
No, they're very sweet.
So they've got... I've checked a couple of sources and it keeps changing. It's like between 81 and 87 different species of hummingbird.
Really?
So
what is the species that we're seeing here?
I don't know.
Okay.
They move way too quickly for me to identify.
Yeah,
It's an amethyst sunbird.
And they're little.
Sorry, not sunbird, hummingbird.
They're little. They're like
tiny.
super little.
Tiny.
And then they've got these long beaks.
Mm-hmm. And then they just like hover. So in South Africa, we got sunbirds.
Okay.
They've got hummingbirds, yeah. And the difference, one of the differences other than like size, is that hummingbirds literally flap their wings while they are feeding. So that's why you saw the hummingbird
like sticking
his little beak in
nose.
to those beautiful flowers.
Yeah, they're very sweet. They're very sweet. I don't know anything about birds, but they're very sweet.
Very, very sweet, and something we have never experienced before. So hard nerding out on that.
Hard nerding out.
The low, which I suspect is also your low, is that we all got sick.
We got the flu.
We got the lurgy.
But it was fine because it was like 2 days.
It was 2 days.
We got horribly high on cough syrup the one day. Yes, there was a day.
The cough syrup in this country is something else.
It is categorically something else. And it tastes really nice. It's like coconutty.
Yes. I mean, of course, it's going to be coconut.
And then we just drank.
But we were also accidentally double dosing ourselves because we didn't read the cup measure.
No, we were just
and then only afterwards did we read and realize that we were giving like quadruple doses.
And the paracetamols in the UK, paracetamol one tablet is 500 milligrams. Here 750. So you're having 2 paracetamols because one's not enough because you want your 1,000. So you're having 2 paracetamols and you're getting it's almost like you're having 3
paracetamols and quadruple dose.
But it was 2 days, right? So if you think about it, it was 2 days where we felt a bit shitty,
and we had hard naps on the sun lounges.
Drug juice naps. That was so wild. I remember waking up, where am I? What have I done? And it's like sun's beating down on me. And then I think I swam, and then I was like, I'll have a drink now.
Yeah. Solve everything with a drink on holiday.
Yes.
Exactly. And then my rent-free is just how cheap Havianas are.
Oh, they're so cheap.
I know they're obviously from Brazil. I wasn't expecting them to be as cheap. Do you know, I was reading about them because I was so obsessed with Havianas, that in the 80s they were considered a staple along with beans and rice.
So is that why they're so cheap?
Beans, rice and Havianas are like the most important things.
But it makes sense. Everywhere you go is Havianas, right? And also, we're here in winter and the weather has been stunning. Okay, Today we've had one shit day.
And today, I mean, it's not even cold.
10 days. And it's not cold. It's like 18 degrees and it's stunning. So I can imagine it makes sense.
Yeah.
They're so cheap. It's cheaper than a large glass of wine from a pub.
It is. Indeed.
Literally, they're like £8. No, some of them £6. Between £6 to £8 for a pair of
women's
Havianas.
ones are slightly more expensive, especially on like fancy ones.
Yeah, but the guy ones,
I think they were £8.
they were £8.
Pretty damn cheap.
Very cheap.
So that's what's been living rent free in my brain. How about you? Highs, lows?
Okay, so low, obviously The sickness, it's fine. It is what it is. We've all moved on from it. The high has been, I found my new favorite drink.
Ooh.
Pineapple caipirinha, no sugar, with vodka, topped up with soda water. So it's like fresh pineapple macerated with vodka, with like a shot and I don't know, like who knows how many shots of vodka.
Depends how big the glass is.
Shake, and then top up with some soda water. Delicious. I think that's my new summer drink. The French toast.
Yeah.
Oh, can we talk about the French toast? The French toast is like they've taken a baguette. Hey, I would say it's like a baguette, and they've like sliced it and they've soaked it. So what means is that it's crispy on the outside, but it's like so eggy in the middle. And then they put that cinnamon sugar. So that's been a big high for me, is those two things.
Bloody delight. That French toast.
Living rent-free in my head are two things, and both of them are songs.
Ooh.
We're going to get into the fact that we obviously went out and spent a day in Rio, but Copacabana.
Yes, that has been the song of the holiday.
All I've been singing is Barry Manilow's Copacabana. That, fun fact, is not about the Copacabana beach. Is about a nightclub in New York called Copacabana, but that nightclub was actually named after Copacabana beach. So there's kind of like a third down the line. Layers. And the Jackson 5, Blame It on the Sunshine.
Which is the song of the resort.
The song of the resort.
And I think they didn't do their Sundance well enough yesterday because
it's raining. It's raining. So yes, I've literally been singing those two songs and they've been living in my head.
On repeat. And then somebody will always sing them and then it just comes back.
It's like, yeah, that t-shirt. I was wearing the t-shirt the other night that says Copacabana and then it's been in my head. And then this morning, all I can hear is, don't blame it on the sunshine. I'm not going to sing anymore.
Yeah, maybe we should not sing on this podcast.
Okay, so let's kind of start with a bit of an overview, right? So we leave London, we fly into Rio, there's a couple of hours kind of layover in Rio, and then we're taking a flight to Sao Paulo before we get to Ilhabela, where the wedding was. Yeah. What was your first impression? So you're in Rio, you leave Rio, Sao Paulo, quick flight. It's like, what, flying to Durban?
Yeah, you literally go up and down.
Yeah, again. It's like 10 minutes. No, it's like 10, 20, 10. Like,
yeah,
done.
Literally, it's crazy. So first impressions would be just how incredibly vast the country is.
Huge.
So I sort of knew going in because I was part of the planning committee.
Yeah, sure. You were the planning committee.
I was the one-man planning committee for
the
this holiday. Yeah. And it's just wild how big it is, but then on the actual flight it was incredible to see the landscapes. So like it was actually really special to have that flight from Rio to Sao Paulo, because it gave us the opportunity to see a little bit, and it is just green and mountainous and beautiful, absolutely beautiful the whole way.
What about the buildings when you get into Sao Paulo?
I mean, that
I've never in my life seen it. I've got a photo. We can try to put the photo on Instagram, but like that photo doesn't do justice.
No. And nobody prepares you for it. Nobody says anything about it.
But it looks fake. It literally looks fake because you can see houses, right? But then you've got high-rise buildings. But it almost looks like someone's taken a brick and just stood it on its axis.
It's sort of like a Lego.
It's like a Lego. 100% like a Lego. And they've just it's just stood there. And then it's everywhere. Like it's just, you don't see an end to the buildings.
As far as your eyes can see,
it's crazy.
Is literally just buildings, well, like single-story buildings almost, and then these high-rises. And I've never seen so many high-rises. I think we Googled it, and it was something like the most number of high-rises per square kilometer in the world, or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And then Sao Paulo is one of the fifth. In terms of density and population, it's fifth largest in the world. So,
oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so density by population, so population by square
kilometer probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'm assuming, is the fifth highest in the world. I don't know what's before or after, but it kind of makes sense seeing it.
Yeah, it was absolutely wild, literally as far as the eye could see. And I think we must definitely post a photo.
We'll post a photo, but it doesn't do it justice. No. It's immense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we land and then we take our taxi transfer. How many hours have we been traveling for? Like 20 hours.
Yeah, I think the stage was about 20.
Attitudes were still high.
Attitudes
were high, which is good. So we took the transfer and then we get to the dock.
Yeah, and then we're on the ferry. So it was a 3-hour transfer to the island.
And then we had to ferry.
Yeah, and then we had to go on the ferry, which was very cool. I've never been on a ferry before.
Was cool. It was weird because we were on the car and then the car was kind of rocking, but the car's not going anywhere. So we all got out and we're like, that was really nice.
Yeah, I can't sit in a car on a moving thing that's not the car.
No, I can't.
Did all sorts of weird things to me.
Yeah, no.
But it was very pretty once we got off.
Oh my gosh, Ilhabela, what a beautiful island.
Oh my goodness.
Highly recommend. I would have loved to have spent maybe another 2 nights or so because we were only there for 2 nights, like the Friday and the Saturday.
Exactly.
Sort of before the wedding.
Yeah, and our accommodation was lovely. It was really lovely.
Accommodation was so nice. How lovely were those people?
So sweet.
Like the people at breakfast. Oh my gosh. So we're staying at this hotel and it's obviously only 2 nights. So we've got breakfast included. And it was a 5-course breakfast. We're like, what is this?
Not exaggerating.
No, we're not
literally
exaggerating.
A 5-course breakfast.
So like course 1 was fruit, yogurt, granola, honey.
Yes.
Then you got a bread basket with charcuterie and cheese.
Yes.
And like jams and stuff. Then you chose an egg.
Yeah, so you could have like an omelette. Or just a boiled egg. Or like an egg waffle kind of thing.
Waffle, just like a cheese. This cheese bread is quite something that pops up everywhere. Because remember when we were at the airport as well, we went to Starbucks.
And also there was cheese bread.
There was like cheese bread. And they like make it into a waffle. We haven't had any. And then so after your savouries, you get cake. You have to have dessert. So, I mean, I'm a big fan of dessert.
After breakfast.
And then you get the surprise.
Yes, you get a little sweet surprise. So you basically get 2 desserts.
So much food. It was so much. We ate it all. And then don't you remember they were also putting at night, they were putting like desserts in our
rooms. Yes, you ate. I didn't even eat ours.
I ate like half of it. It was like a caramel. No, sorry, not caramel. Condensed milk coconut with like fresh lime zest.
It was good.
Coconut. I didn't realize how big coconut was in Brazil. I should have, but
condensed milk.
Condensed milk coconut. Their sweets are
incredible.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely love it. Yeah. So I think that was our first impressions of Ilhabela, of Sao Paulo. Beautiful, beautiful place. People were incredibly friendly in Sao Paulo and Ilhabela. And I think it also gave us immediate like South African vibes, which, I mean, our friend is South African and he's married now. To a Brazilian. And I understand how they can have so much in common.
100%. The people are super, super friendly. The way of life, I think, is quite similar in terms of spending a lot of time outside. The vibe is very South African. I feel a very South African vibe.
Yeah.
I think also just looking at, because we know in South Africa that there are parts of immense wealth but also immense poverty.
Yeah.
And in Brazil there are parts of immense wealth but also immense poverty as well. But people here, especially in I think the hospitality sector, are here to serve because that's where the money comes from.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And that's very similar to South Africa. You know, when you're staying at a hotel resort, people are there, they want you to have a good time, they're there to serve you. So that's
they got out of their way.
They got
which I really
they got
appreciate.
out of their way. 100%.
Really, really good. Yeah. So we also did a little bit of a tour to Rio the one day. So we are now in Rio das Pedras.
Which
is beautiful. Absolutely stunning.
Highly recommend.
We can see another island called Ilha Grande.
Yeah.
From, in fact, I don't know if you can see it in the background. No, you can't. But over there, I can see it. It's a beautiful big island.
That's sad.
So it's sort of a couple of like resorts in the area and stuff like that. But we took a day trip to Rio.
Yes.
And so we got a taxi, self-guided,
which you can do, which I think you can. I would recommend doing self-guided as opposed to booking from. I love a Get Your Guide. Don't get me wrong. Done so well, but you can do it. You can definitely do it. One thing that you will need to factor in is the traffic.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh my word. I didn't know what traffic was.
Well, also because we spoke to them like before we got the taxi, we said, what time do you think we need to leave? And they were like, no, it should be fine. It should be like 2.5 hours at most, or like 2 hours into Rio.
I still checked the Google Maps and I was like, if we leave at 8, what time should we book the tickets for? Okay, it's about 2 hours, so we give ourselves 40-minute leeway.
No. And just back like bumper to bumper traffic, we were just completely stuck.
Completely standstill. And this is at 10 o'clock in the morning. We're not talking about, you think early morning, people going to work. 10 o'clock in the morning. A trip that should have taken us, call it 2 hours, took 3 and a bit.
I think it was like almost 3.5 hours.
Almost 3.5 hours to get from our hotel to the Redeemer. Yes, I said it right.
Well done. Christ the Redeemer.
Christ the Redeemer.
Because that was our first stop.
It's only, about 120 kilometers away?
Yeah, it's not far. It's not far, and it should have been like a quick trip in, but it just absolutely wasn't.
No,
we didn't factor that in. I think there was also a stop-go somewhere along the line.
No, there wasn't.
It was just really bad traffic.
I think there was an accident.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There were a couple on the way back. We saw a couple.
I didn't even see them.
Oh, no, I saw them. I was watching everywhere. So, yeah, factor in the traffic wherever you're going.
Yeah, but I was eventually, because we had the girls' car, so we all needed wheeze.
Oh,
and so I was reading out loud to try and distract us to get us through.
That was traumatic.
So I was just reading Throne of Glass to us.
It was so traumatic. I've never in my life needed to wee so badly.
It was horrible. It's such a horrible feeling when you can't get out and you don't know where you are.
Sick. Like we were all kind of getting sick. So our throats were sore. So it was like drink water, but then you couldn't drink water. Oh no.
Yeah.
That was traumatic. But then we got there and we got to Christ the Redeemer.
That was amazing.
And it was amazing.
Yeah, and everything's super jacked up once you're there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So jacked up. We took the tram, so you kind of go through this
rainforest.
Like rainforest. It's the largest urban rainforest
you were listening to my tour.
World. Yes, it's the largest urban rainforest in the world, which is very cool. You're gonna feel a certain type of things in your stomach if you don't like heights, because it's like this.
You're going straight up the mountain.
And then sometimes it like stops.
Yeah, just for a little break.
Oh, cool. What is happening?
Yeah, no, it was lovely. So basically what we did was we on our holiday with 3 couples. Yeah. So each couple chose a site. Yes. So we had Copacabana Beach, we had Christ the Redeemer, and then we had Sugarloaf Mountain.
Yeah.
And then we each had to be like the tour guide for that particular site of importance. We had the Christ the Redeemer.
You guys had Christ the Redeemer.
I really like Christ the Redeemer. It's just, I've got a thing about it. It's just wonderful. So I was very excited to be
amazing.
there. It is amazing. See it in the flesh.
Guys, if you hear any background noise, something's happening. We don't know.
Some aggressive sweeping or something like that happening.
Sweeping or something.
We got to the top and it was just absolutely incredible to see Christ the Redeemer.
It's beautiful.
In the flesh, because it's not in the flesh.
It's not in the flesh, but it's immense.
Reinforced concrete.
But just the views up there, like the views up there. I think whether or not you're religious, you have to see it.
Yeah.
Christ the Redeemer is one of the 7 wonders of the world.
Yes, it is.
We had Sugarloaf. We did not go to Sugarloaf because I would have added another 45 minutes until. Yeah. And we were just
we were too busy sitting in traffic.
We were too busy sitting in traffic. But from the top, we could see Sugarloaf.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I don't remember any facts.
Isn't that also a natural 7 wonder or a national heritage site?
It's the bay, the Guatemala. I don't know. Can't remember. The bay that Sugarloaf has its view is one of the 7 natural wonders. So there's a difference between the natural wonders and the 7 wonders.
Yeah.
So so we saw 2 in one day, which I think is impressive.
It was
it's amazing.
Wonderful.
And it's amazing that Rio. Oh, clever. It's amazing Rio has 2.
Yeah, exactly.
We're obviously in our hotel room and we can hear like the cleaners cleaning one of the rooms on either side.
Aggressive
cleaning. So it's very aggressive though.
Anyway. And then we went to Copacabana because by then we were very thirsty and we needed a bite to eat.
We need beers and waters.
And so Copacabana, the only thing I remember about the tour guide was that it's 4 kilometers long.
It's 4 kilometers long. The mosaics on the floor are shaped as waves.
Yes. It's inspired by the ocean and the movement of the people and stuff like that.
But it's a beautiful beach.
Really beautiful beach. Absolutely stunning. And then we had a little bite to eat.
We had some lunch and then we were like, we need to get back because we don't want to sit in traffic.
Yeah. But we went to the pharmacy first to go get
we went to the pharmacy.
Cough syrup.
Jeez. That was actually quite good though. I mean,
she was very helpful.
You can get any type of drug.
It's
over the counter.
It's like being back in South Africa.
It literally is being like back in South Africa. And then we got stuck in traffic and then we came back.
Exactly. So no, it was a lovely day.
It was lovely. It was really good.
Lovely. One of the things that I think we've definitely learned about South America, or at least Brazil, because I can't actually speak for the whole of South America, is that there is not a lot of English spoken.
No.
Which is a really good reminder, I think, because I think we've got a very Anglo-centric view of the world, and we just assume that everyone is going to speak English wherever we go, and it's a nice hiding almost to remind us that not everyone speaks English and we're not the center of the world.
100%. I kind of like the fact that there is not a lot of English spoken, because it, like you said, just reminds you that English is not the number one language. The Brazilian people are very proud. They're a very proud nation, and they're very proud to be Brazilian. Yes. And that's why they will speak Portuguese. And some of them, like, they've tried, they'll try with us when we were out and at the resorts and stuff, but otherwise it's Portuguese. Yeah,
so Google Translate has come in very handy.
Yes.
Basically been walking around speaking into phones. Yes. But that's been really good. What else do you think we've learned in our little escapade to Brazil?
What have we learned? An advice. I think it's cheap to travel around in cabs and transfers.
And taxis, yeah.
Rather take a transfer. If you're going between Sao Paulo, if you're going between Rio and any of that kind of coastline, take a transfer as opposed to flying. That was our mistake, which we landed up not even taking our flight.
Yeah, because we were like,
we decided to drive. And I spoke to so many people as well when we were obviously at the wedding, and they were like, oh no, same thing happened to us. We found that it was going to be quicker for us to actually drive.
Yeah.
So take the transfer.
I don't know if I would personally drive without...
I suppose you're driving on the left-hand side of the road. If you're comfortable driving on the left-hand side of the road and you've driven in Europe, remember it's opposites.
It's not the right-hand side of the road.
Oh yeah, the right-hand side.
What side do we drive?
I don't know. I forgot. It's been a long holiday. I forgot what side. Anyway, it's opposite. It's opposite. If you're comfortable doing that, then there's no reason why you shouldn't hire a car and drive yourself.
That's also true. Yeah, as long as you're staying on like the main roads and stuff like that, you should be fine.
Yeah. The roads here are immaculate.
Yeah, they're really, really good. The drivers, however, are a little bit scary. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful drive.
No, stunning.
From Sao Paulo to
where we are now.
Yeah, Rio das Pedras. And all the way to Rio, quite frankly, because you go along the coast.
Yes.
So if you go the coastal route. But it is like...
It is windy. And the drivers here like to accelerate in the corner.
Yeah, well, I think they all think that they are race car drivers.
So stressy. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay, so if you're going to take a transfer, the drivers are scary, but they know the roads.
Yes.
Otherwise, drive yourself.
Exactly. But it's been a really, really good, beautiful experience just driving along the coastline.
Because like the vegetation, and I never knew how untouched this country was.
And so green. I know I've said this earlier, but it literally is
green.
Like forest everywhere.
It's beautiful.
You look.
It's probably the prettiest country I've ever been to.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the vegetation here is... Who was saying it? One of our friends was saying, who's on holiday with us, she was saying that Brazil is the lungs of the world.
Well, the Amazon is considered the lungs of the earth.
The lungs of the earth, sorry. Okay. Stunning. I didn't realize how beautiful.
And you can see it because it is absolutely beautiful.
You can kind of see, so that... There, sorry. That's pretty much what it looks like everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. It's just like layers and layers of mountains.
And they're untouched. It's not very built up. Yes, your city's built up, but driving into the city, it's not built up. You have little sort of villages, I almost want to call them, with houses and like a local...
Like community,
local communities, but it's not built up at all.
Exactly. I'm sure there's vast amounts of Amazon being cleared for terrible things.
Yes.
But we haven't seen that.
So we're going to just pretend it's not happening. We mentioned Portuguese is spoken, that's their national language. Somebody, I don't want to mention who, me. Not that I've traveled to Spain a lot, but I'm so used to being gracias. It's actually an insult to say gracias here.
Yeah, you're
some
speaking
people,
Spanish.
Because you're speaking Spanish, and you're almost like assuming that they speak Spanish. Like they're speaking Spanish. So
I think people also forget that Brazil is Portuguese, not Spanish.
100%. So I have made a couple of faux pas.
Yeah.
But we've learned a bit of Portuguese. Like
vino tinto, vino
branco. I was saying vino gringo,
but I do understand. So when you first said it, I was like, "This is the most hilarious thing in the world." But obviously, gringo is white.
Yeah,
and
gringo
you were
is
trying
white.
To say white.
Yes, exactly. I was like vino gringo, and I was so confident with my delivery. I think the waitress was like, "What is she saying?
What are you talking about, Miss Branco?" So we know how to order drinks, basically.
Aqua con gas.
Yes.
Sparkling water. Cerveja.
With beer.
Caipirinha.
Yeah, but that's universal.
That's universal. C. I just say C to everything. You're like C.
Obrigada.
Obrigada.
Por favor.
Por favor. What is por favor?
Please.
Please. Oh.
And you're welcome.
What's your welcome?
De nada.
De nada. Oh, yes.
So we know pleasantries, basically. We know how to say good morning, good night.
Good morning is boa noite.
No.
Oh, boa noite is good night, you see. Yeah, good John said it earlier. It's wrong. It's bon dia. Bon dias. Bon dias.
Yeah, everyone's lovely.
And hola.
Hola.
Hola. Hola. See, that's the thing. That's where I got confused, because we could say hola. In Spain, I say hola.
Yeah.
And then I was like, gracias. Oh. Anyway.
Patatas bravas.
Patatas bravas.
There's no patatas bravas.
This flippin' gringo.
There are lots of potatoes, but no.
Oh my gosh.
Brave potatoes.
Can we just quickly talk about the food? Obviously, the food that we've had. So the food that so with Club Med, the food is going to be European, but it heavily, I think, still heavy Brazilian influence.
Yeah.
Loads of meat. The steaks here are unbelievable. Has some really good steaks.
Lots of seafood.
Loads of seafood, tuna, like pretty much fresh tuna every day.
Yeah,
oysters, not a lot of prawns.
No,
lots of
like
seafood
shrimp and stuff like that.
Stews. Mm-hmm. What has been your favorite food, kind of national food item that you've tried?
Oh, okay.
I know what you like.
Yeah, it's going to be controversial because you don't like them. No. I don't know what they're called. I'm going to have to find the name.
Just to describe them, though.
They're basically like cheese puff bread balls.
Yes.
So it's a small round, sort of puff, like a dough ball almost.
Yeah.
But it's cheesy inside, and then when you bite into it, it's almost like sticky. So
I don't like the texture.
Yeah.
It's the texture.
It's almost
for
like
me.
it's uncooked or undercooked, but it's because of the cheese.
But it's like chewy.
Yes, it's
It's
good.
so weird.
And yours? What is your?
Do you know what I really like? Okay, the sweets here are amazing. So they're like handmade, homemade sweets. Lots of condensed milk, coconut, and they're like chewy. They're almost like truffles on steroids.
Yes.
Their coconut desserts are like unbelievable.
Amazing.
You know what I really like, which I don't think you really like at all, kind of their national snack. I think it's called a coxina or something, but it looks like an arancini ball, but it's potato stuffed with chicken or cheese, and it's like
a croquette-y kind of.
It's like a croquette. Those are so delicious, and they're so savory. I just like them because they're super savory.
They are good. They are good.
So good. So yeah, so that's like
potato-y.
Thing. Yeah, they're very potato-y. They're delicious.
They are delicious. No, I must say, I do remember sort of coming into this that our Brazilian friend Belly makes the most incredible desserts, and that's mostly because everything is just made with huge amounts of condensed milk.
Oh, it's so good. It's so
you can't go wrong with condensed milk. No, let's be fair.
No, you can't.
Absolute
condensed milk,
delight.
Coconut, and lots of passion fruit. Loads of passion fruit.
Yeah. And also the most incredible avocados. My goodness, they are enormous.
The fruit here is insane. The fruit that we've been getting is insane. Although
the papaya has been good.
The papaya and the pineapple.
Yeah.
But you know what else is something I noticed when we ate out at restaurants? There were no salads on the menu.
No salads, and like they don't default serve things with vegetables.
No.
You have to ask for vegetables. You get a lot of rice.
Loads of rice.
Potatoes.
Yeah, potatoes.
And farofa.
You love farofa. I'm kind of on the fence.
I always get this wrong. Cassava flour?
Yes, I think it is. Not tapioca. No.
No. The tapioca is the white.
Like cassava flour with like seasoning.
Yeah, and then like sometimes they put banana or bacon into it, or like some sort of like pork. But I could just eat it like that.
I'm kind of on the fence.
I just put it on everything. It's delightful.
I did, however, try the feijoada. I think it's like the national dish. It's the black beans and pork stew.
Oh yeah,
that was delicious. The pork here is really good. Like the pork. The meat is decent.
Yeah.
Like the meat is really good. The steaks, I've had loads of steaks.
Yeah.
While we've been staying, and they've been 10 out of 10. But yeah, it's just interesting when we went for lunch at Copacabana. I was like, oh cool, I'll order some calamari with some salad. No,
just deep fried calamari.
You're eating a deep fried calamari.
And so are the pigeons.
Another thing that I have noticed here, my goodness, are these women unbelievably stunning. Like, you start to question your sexuality a lot. They are beautiful.
Absolutely stunning.
And it's true. I mean, our husbands have been having the greatest time of their lives.
To be fair, we've been having the greatest time.
We. and like so beautiful, but like naturally stunning.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
super active and super fit.
Yeah, well, maybe this lot is. Maybe it's not
This
for
lot
everyone.
is, yeah, not for
They're
everyone, but
super
like,
fit.
yeah, the Brazilian women are probably the most stunning
Yeah.
women, I think.
Understand why so many of them are supermodels, because they're just
They
so
are
naturally beautiful.
So natural, so pretty. And the tattoos, there's loads of tattoos everywhere. I think this has ignited a bit of a passion or kind of a want
in the group
to get more tattoos. And the tattoos are like so well done.
Yeah.
And then just, stunning.
Beautiful stuff.
This resort's had quite a lot of, so it's Argentinians and Brazilians.
It's quite local, yeah.
Yeah, very local. But yeah, very, very good looking nation.
Absolutely. Anything else that we need to remember or remind people
or like
about?
any advice? The weather here is stunning. Like the weather here is amazing.
Yeah, I think that's another thing is it's winter and we have to remind ourselves that it's winter.
Oh yeah,
and it's like 28 degrees most days.
We had beautiful weather.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was 5 o'clock, it was 28 degrees still.
So we've been so blessed with the weather.
Super, super
I know that
blessed.
like there were a couple of people that came a bit before we came and they struggled a little bit with a little bit of rain and this. Not cold, but
no, it's not cold. It's just
But if there was ever a place to spend winter, this is the place.
This is the place. No, it's been a good trip. It's been a really good trip. Highly recommend. We'll be back. Love to actually come back because I don't think I've seen enough.
No, definitely not.
Yeah. Highly recommend.
Looking forward to being on the planning committee for the next one.
Yeah, yes. You are not a passenger princess. You can be the planning committee. You did a very good job. Very, very good job.
Thank you very much.
So I guess that's it for this week.
Yeah.
By the time you listen to this, we will be back in London.
Hopefully the weather will be good in London.
I think the weather's going to be good. I'm excited. So yeah. Please follow and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, comment.
There are a lot of people that are viewing our reels a lot, but no one liking our Instagram.
Yeah.
Please our Instagram. Follow us. Follow because we can see you watching the reels.
Yeah, so just
Don't
hit
be
follow.
creeps.
Don't be creepy. Watch the reels.
Watch the reel.
And hit the follow button.
Thank you.
And subscribe to our Spotify channel.
Yeah,
and
YouTube channel.
I think you can subscribe on
Spotify. You can do both. Okay.
We're so technologically savvy.
So good at this. Okay.
Awesome. It was lovely having a chat about our beautiful holiday.
Let us know if you enjoyed it.
Thanks.
Bye.